What's going on? What's going on? Did you get it?
I'm about to find out. Good afternoon, good evening to
Welcome.
everybody. Welcome back.
If
Welcome
not, I
back.
can show you. But welcome
another-
to another edition of Normal Guys Talk
Oh,
Sports.
there you go. My bad. I got unlocked this center. Hey, welcome back. I am Edward. That's Matt. On to my right. Welcome to episode 26 of Normal
Episode
Guys
26
Talk Sports. How you guys
of
doing?
Normal
Welcome back.
Guys Talk Sports.
Welcome back to Dallas, Matt. Check you out. Hashtag Miami Matt. Get that on a t-shirt. Whoever, Keaton, Justice, somebody, get that on a t-shirt. Hashtag Miami Matt.
Miami Matt.
So I text Matt, right? You know, shout out to Cloth Talk. Oh, there we go. Shout out to Cloth Talk. And then I text Matt, hey, Matt, you want to catch a football game? Sends me his location. It's Miami. Didn't know he's flying out, none of that. But you know, Matt's grown. He makes moves whatever he needs to, however he needs to.
Yeah.
He just sent me the location. He's in Miami. Showed me a big old TV, like looked like he was in a penthouse somewhere, probably.
Nah, I was at
Living.
I was at the crib.
I was looking at the beach somewhere.
House.
You know, a little get together. You know, a couple important people. You know?
Absolutely. Nah, but
shout out to Matt. You know, welcome back, of course.
I definitely took some time to.
Yeah, so hence we're coming to Wednesday evening, Tuesday morning. Yeah, Matt was still in Miami, so that's hence the reference.
Yes,
there we go. So, but we're here. We made it. We made it.
It was.
We almost shot it Thursday, but me and Matt was both at the studio. We didn't even communicate, not really. And I was like, "Hey, we're here. Let's do the show." And here we are, ladies and gentlemen. Yeah, a couple people canceled, and he already told. He texted this morning. He said Thursday. I said we're doing Thursday. You know what I mean? And then here we are. So shout out to Matt.
Yeah. So Ed, you got people in the building too. Say what's up to them.
Who I got in the building?
I don't know, but it says you do. It says you got some.
Okay. Shout out to everybody watching back home, wherever you're at.
So, how we want to get into this first?
We're talking about basketball, of course.
Absolutely. NBA.
Any off the court news? Did you say?
Well, I'm just
off the court news.
Other
than the obvious,
I mean, it's actually. I was saying that off air, but I was like, it's not that much off the court news. It's just if everyone it is off the court news, it's just like Instagram girls.
Everybody stay out of trouble. You know,
is literally
we're almost halfway through the season. We are halfway through the season.
You know what I will say though?
Halfway through the season. Everyone's played about 40 games by now.
We halfway through the season.
We are halfway through the season.
I saw a video earlier, and it was basically talking about how the older veteran players and retired players need to be more informative to the younger players about like what's going on out here. People trying to set them up. People
check
trying
you out,
to take advantage.
You under 25, you're not listening to nobody.
Yeah, and there's
with millions of dollars in your bank account. You're not. They need to.
Yeah.
But some some
and
players,
one of the
young men under 25, you're probably not listening to what too many people have to tell you.
But there's basically
off the court.
Like, people know where they're at. People know what clubs they're gonna go to. People know, what the hotels they're at. So it's like it's a real big deal about players not getting taken advantage of. It's a lot of groupies out here that want a piece of
the pie.
Yes,
a piece of that whole pie. Piece of that. Rookie contract.
Yeah. Nah, they want that money.
It's guaranteed money in basketball compared to football.
That bread.
That's a whole lot of guaranteed money.
Yeah. And I mean, granted, a lot of injuries in basketball as well, but nowhere near as much,
It's more violence in football compared to basketball.
Absolutely. A lot
more
way more violent.
Way more violent.
So NBA players, if someone in the NBA is watching right now, bro, protect yourself
at all times.
At all times.
That's boxing 101. Protect yourself at all times. Shout out to Boxing Ken. More on him later.
Oh, absolutely.
Oh yeah. So all right, moving forward, sir. Oh yeah. So we're going on to basketball. So we are going to update everyone back home from January 10th to January 17th of the box scores. And here we are. So we have on January 10th, we had about 6-7 games. We had Detroit at Philadelphia. Philadelphia with the W, 147 to Detroit's 116. Embiid, the high man, with 36 points. We have Oklahoma Thunder at the Miami Heat. Miami with the W, 112 to 111. Jimmy Butler, the high man, with 35 points. We have Charlotte at Toronto. Toronto 132 to Charlotte's 120. We have Cleveland at Utah. Utah with the W, 116 to Cleveland's 114. Jordan Clarkson, my Filipino cousin, if reports are true,
Your Filipino cousin.
I believe I saw he requested a trade from Utah. They are currently on the outside looking in. He requested a trade.
Dang.
I saw that. I remember that. I do remember that. More on him later. Phoenix at Golden State. Phoenix with the W, 125 to Golden State's 113. Orlando at Portland. Orlando 109 to Portland's 106. And to close out January 10th, we have Dallas at the Clippers. The Clippers with the W, 113 to Dallas 101. We had Kawhi Leonard with 33 points and Luka with 43 points.
Absolutely.
There we go.
Luka.
We have Wednesday, January 11th. We had about 8-9 games. We have Minnesota at Detroit. Detroit Pistons with the W, 135 to the Timberwolves, 118. We have the Chicago Bulls at the Washington Wizards. Washington with the W, 100 to Chicago's 97. Kyle Kuzma, I believe he requested. I don't know. There's a lot of trade talks. Trade deadlines coming up.
It's going to get spicy.
For sure. For sure. One of my favorite times out the year, legit. Milwaukee at Atlanta. Milwaukee with the W, 114 to Atlanta's 105. We have New Orleans at Boston. Boston 125 to New Orleans 114. Jaylen Brown, the high man, with 41 points. We have Indiana at New York. I believe my man's Tyrese is out a couple weeks.
Tyrese?
Yeah, Tyrese. I believe he's out. Shout out to him. Yeah, I believe he's out.
Get better, bro.
Yeah, right. We have Indiana at New York. New York with the W, 119. Indiana's 113. We have Spurs at Memphis. Memphis 135 to the Spurs. 129.
Did you see that dunk?
John Morant.
Dunk of the year, bro.
John Morant's a different type of mold. He should be in the dunk contest. He would win it if he's in it.
He's very explosive.
He should be. He's probably the main one you see in the highlights for sure. Phoenix at Denver. Denver 126 to Phoenix 97. And then close out the day, we had Houston at Sacramento. The Kings with the win, 135 to the Rockets 115. Believe Sabonis, he'd be rocking the triple dubs. I believe he had won that game. He leads the league in double doubles and rebounds. Domantas Sabonis to the All-Star game. Next day, we have January 12th. On Thursday, we had about 6 games here. We have the Oklahoma City Thunder at the Philadelphia 76ers. Oklahoma 133 to Philadelphia's 114. We had Boston at the Nets. We had Boston with the win, 109 to Brooklyn's 98. We have Milwaukee at Miami. Miami Heat with the win, 108 to Milwaukee's 102. We have Charlotte at Toronto. Toronto's a big team you should look out for in the trade talks for sure. But they got the win of the evening, 124 to Charlotte's 114. And then we had Dallas at Lakers. The Mavericks with the win, 119 to the Lakers, 115, double overtime. Luka with 35 points and Russell Westbrook with 28. I remember watching that game. And then Cleveland at Portland. Cleveland with the win, 119 to Portland's 113. Damian had 50 points with the failed effort that night. Moving on to the next night, January 13th, Friday the 13th. I don't remember where I was at. New Orleans at Detroit. New Orleans 116 to Detroit's 110. We have Atlanta at the Pacers. Atlanta 113 to Indiana's 111. We had New York at Washington. New York with the win, 112 to Washington's 108. We have Golden State Warriors at the Spurs. Golden State with the win, 144 to the Spurs, 113. Real quick on that game, they had it was like the 50-year anniversary of the Spurs, and they was at the Alamo Dome, and it was like a record for basketball attendance. And it was like 50,000, 70,000, something like that. A typical basketball game is like 20,000.
That's crazy.
So yeah, that happened in San Antonio, and it was you had the Warriors in the house, so it was a lot of tickets sold that night.
A lot of people are side note. People are starting to predict maybe can the Warriors come back after being below 500.
We'll get to the standings in a second, and we'll take it from there. How about that?
And also, Steph Curry was at the White House.
Seen that. That's off the court stuff. We'll talk about no doubt. We have Oklahoma City Thunder at Chicago. The Thunder with the win, 124 to Chicago's 110. We have the Phoenix Suns at the Minnesota Timberwolves. Minnesota 121 to Phoenix's 116. We have Orlando at Utah. Utah with the win, 112 to Orlando's 108. We have Denver at the Clippers. Denver 115 to the Clippers 103. And the final game of the evening, we had Houston at Sacramento once again. Sacramento's 139. Houston's 114. Best believe I watched that game. Of course I watched that game. The next day, Saturday, January 14th, we had about 6-7 games. We had a Milwaukee at Miami. Miami with the win, 114, and Milwaukee's 95. We have Boston at Charlotte. Boston 122 to Charlotte's 106. Jason Tatum, 33 points that game. LaMelo Ball sighting with 31 points. Jason Tatum, candidate for MVP for sure. He's
shout out to LaMelo too.
Yeah, shout out to LaMelo being in the game for sure. Memphis at Indiana. Memphis with the win, 130 to Indiana's 112. We have Atlanta. Atlanta's another team. Look out for, make some trades. Atlanta at Toronto. Atlanta 114 to Toronto's 103. We have Charlotte at Minnesota. Minnesota 110 to Cleveland's 102. We have Philadelphia at Utah. Philadelphia 118 to Utah's 117. And Dallas at Portland. Portland 136 to Dallas's 119. Damian Lillard with 36 points. Okay, moving on to the next day, Sunday, January 15th. We had about 8 games here. We have New York at Detroit. New York had 117 to Detroit's 104. Next, we have Houston at the Clippers. The Clippers with the W, 121 to Houston's 100. We have Golden State at Chicago. Chicago 132 to Golden State's 118. We have Oklahoma City at Brooklyn. We have the Thunder with the win, 112 to Brooklyn's 102. Is it Durant's out for like a few weeks?
Cool.
Durant.
Oh, damn.
Yeah, Durant is. What is it? Sprain. Look that up. That's important. Yeah, that's real important. I believe he's out. If I believe he is, get well soon. KD for sure. One of our favorite players around here for sure. We have Sacramento at the Spurs. Sacramento 132.
MCL.
And sprained MCL 4 weeks, right?
Yeah.
Get well soon, KD. Sacramento at San Antonio. Sacramento 132 to San Antonio's 119. We have Orlando Magic at the Denver Nuggets. We have Denver with the win, 119 at Orlando's 116. Dallas at Portland. Portland 140 to Dallas's 123. And to close out the night, we have Philly at the Lakers. Philly 113 to the Lakers 112. I remember watching this, the highlights of the game at the very least. Westbrook had the ball at the end of the game. He claimed that Embiid grabbed his hand, hence he couldn't get a shot off. And you saw the replay, and it actually did show that. I'm not one to root for the Lakers, but most nights. But that is what indeed happened on that night. There's a lot going on. We got a lot of people walking by. We got a Matt. I was, hey man, what you come on in here, man? What you come on in here? Come on in. What you doing? What you doing, man? You gotta put a hat on. All right. That was Lance, ladies and gentlemen. That was Lance.
Matt had to go get a laptop.
Matt had to go to the laptop. Yeah, we don't want the laptop dying. So just close that out. The Sixers beat the Lakers, and Westbrook got fouled at the end, and they didn't call it. So that happened.
How's Westbrook doing, man?
He's playing decent, but if they're not top 10, it's gonna be an issue. Man, you come say what's up, man. Say what's up, man. Flag the show. Say what's up. Say what's up, man. Say what's up. Say what's up. All right, pause. We got January 16th, and then that sums up NBA. Say what's up, man. Plug the show, man. We got Lance here, 1/3 Shit IDK.
1/3 of Shit IDK.
Crossover episode coming in. This is Normal Guys Talk Sports episode 26.
Hey man, that's what's up.
And when it's live, we do it live, man. So
Yo.
shout out to Lance, man.
Hey,
Lance
man.
does a lot of things around here behind the scenes. Shout out to Lance.
That part, man. Shout out to Normal Guys Talk Sports. I know literally zero about sports, so this.
No, you know what it is though. Shout out to Lance's youngin. We were on a Never Satisfied trip, and then she had the game.
Oh yeah.
And she had the game, and
so
she
my daughter
was playing
knows
NBA 2K.
everything
She
about
was playing
sports.
NBA, and me and her had a whole basketball conversation, and she knows her stuff. So shout out to shout out to the future basketball star
I'm
for
pretty
sure.
she's not mine.
Shout out to the basketball star.
It skipped the generation.
No, she had the Switch out. Shout out Nintendo Switch.
Yo,
shout out to all the video game players out there. I was like, so we got a couple titles right here. You know, we got a couple titles right here. You know what I mean? So it covered a lot of ground here.
I mean, y'all covered a lot. It's definitely
no, but his daughter had the Switch and she's playing the basketball and.
No, she definitely into it. She a huge Lakers fan. She anything Lakers, you know what I'm saying, she gonna go at you with it. You know what I mean? What team did y'all play with? Like what y'all play?
Oh no, she was playing. We was going to play. We didn't play. I saw her playing, and then then what was it? New Year's? I don't remember.
Well, New Year's, yeah.
Was that a New Year's?
It was New Year's, yeah.
Okay, yeah.
So for those out there, we went to Colorado for New Year's, and we went snowboarding and all of that good stuff. And yeah.
No. That one. The New Year's before.
The New Year's before.
That was the New Year's before. That was just this New Year's. I was here.
Yeah.
The New Year's before.
New Year's before, yeah.
New Year's before was Austin.
Yeah.
Austin, and Lardy. Lardy was there. Dialogue was there. A lot of Never Satisfied family. A lot of Never Satisfied family. But for sure, Lardy was there. Shout out to Lardy.
Was there.
Lardy
was there. The whole family was there, man.
Yeah, no doubt. Brought to you by the CEO, of course.
Brought to you by the radio. Shout out to radio, man.
Shout out to Radio's birthday's coming up.
Yeah,
Radio's birthday's coming up.
23rd.
The 23rd, man. We got. I got his birthday gift today, so I'm prepared. I'm ready. I am ready. I am ready. Yeah, everybody get your birthday gifts for radio, or you might not. You might not get in. You might not make it inside. You might not. Stay close to radio. Stay close to radio. Shout out to radio.
Hey man.
It's his birthday coming up. What's today? The 18th, the 23rd. So that's 5 days from today.
I already know it's gonna be.
Shout out, right? Everybody get together. Get your sleep. It might be a 2 day, 3 day thing.
It's gonna be a week process.
It might be a thing. It might be a 48 to 72 hour thing.
Definitely.
But it's not our first rodeo, right?
That part, man. So tell me what y'all talking about today.
Hey, we talk about basketball. What I do, our setup, if you will, we have an hour 30. Okay. So we intro. Hey, how's everyone doing? What's up?
Gotcha.
30 minutes. We wrap up like the basketball box scores for the past week.
Okay.
I do that
cool,
quick as I can, just to the point, just box score, leading score, nothing too crazy.
Yeah.
And then we go over the standings.
Okay.
And I talk my stuff on one way or the other of who's doing what, and and what I think, and who's coming up, who's maybe who's kind of falling off, where's everyone at. I go over every team and kind of give you like a little summary on my opinion of like, hey, what's their season going to look like and what they've been going through.
So what's the lookout for type stuff?
There you go. Sum up basketball, then we go to football, and then so football is again we go 30 minutes basketball, give or take, then we go an hour. And our episodes are typically like 90 minutes.
Gotcha. Now, do y'all talk about all sports or the
basketball and football? Because that's what we might shout out. We might shout out a college. We might shout out baseball. We might shout out like the soccer. We might shout out like current events.
Gotcha.
But we're football, basketball. That's what me and Matt are most knowledgeable. Yeah, there you go.
So if I were like super interested in ping pong, this wouldn't be the show that I would look at.
I mean, if you get in a request, because some people, people shout us out in the live chat.
The national ping pong championship
we got the football here,
up,
we got the basketball there.
Okay,
we're real. I look to tell stories without fully telling the story. Okay. And we got a basketball and football. That's the symbolic.
What about football?
Of what the show.
That's like table football. Like, are we looking into that?
Not too much, bro. Again, but you can bring that.
I think you can bring a lot on the table. We're missing a lot of people because I know
a lot of demographics out there. So let's capitalize on. But shout out to Never Satisfied.
Oh man!
Hey, you want shout out to Fly Quiz, Sensei. It's a little halftime paying bills around here. It's still a little ad space right here. This is halftime. This is halftime of the show.
Yeah, man.
We're gonna pick right up. But I know Jersey Day. Usually I have a jersey to bring in one way or the other. It's whatever team, whatever going on. Hence the image of the whole show, if you will. We got all the decor. You know, I got my quarterbacks right here. Got some, you know,
I like it. I love
right.
it.
It was.
I feel like
I came up with that. You know, I thought of that. Right.
Good shit.
Right. Thank you.
Good shit.
So, and then usually got the jersey right here, but I just asked shout Flyboy Quiz. He had the merch. I was like, hey, we got throw some merch up here. You know, and he gave me this. So he designed this. He pumps these out.
Mm-hmm.
So shout out to Shop Never Satisfied.
Yeah,
We're at all the merch tables,
that.
at the Lardy shows. We got the Troy Grant shows. We got the T-Vibe shows. We got everybody shows. We got the merch.
Shout out to Never Satisfied.
Shout out to Never Satisfied,
and shout
man.
out to Matthew. Matthew got cameras. Matthew got lenses. Matthew got everything, man. Shout out to him, man. Yo, come on, get in here, man.
Shout out to Lance. Thank you for the halftime. Yeah, there it is. There we go.
Shout out to Lance.
Shout out to Lance, man. Lance.
Had to hop back in here, you know what
Lance,
I'm saying? Had to get
big
some of the
part of the
technical
podcast
stuff.
room.
Laptop about down at my.
All right, here we go. Time in. Thank
All
you. Time in. Back to sports. Okay. And then and to sum up the basketball summary of the week, we have January 16th, Monday. We had about 10 games there. We have Boston at Charlotte. Boston 130 to Charlotte's 118. Jason Tatum with 51 points that game. We have the Indiana Pacers at the Milwaukee Bucks. Milwaukee 132 to Indiana's 119. We have the Pelicans at the Cavaliers. Cleveland 113 and New Orleans 103. We have a Toronto at the New York Knicks. Toronto 123 to New York's 121. That was an overtime game. Golden State at Washington. Golden State 127 to Washington's 118. Pause. Golden State, the defending champs, visit Washington D.C. Had a visit with the White House. Again, today's and I just saw clips of that past day or two. That's always a good thing, you know, politically, whatever you believe, left, right, whatever, you know, but to be at the White House and this and that, to be in Washington D.C. but that's how they do it. If you're the defending champs, you're gonna go when you visit play the Wizards. President Obama used to go hit a Wizard game or two.
Oh yeah.
And you know what the problem with Gilbert Arenas? Side note. I don't want to get too carried with this. That the fact that Gilbert Arenas had the guns and this and that, and then the government side, Barack and them didn't know that. That's why it was even a bigger deal, because you had the president in the building, and then you had Gilbert Arenas. You Google this, and you had Gilbert Arenas tools on deck
with the jammy.
Right. So side note. So that's why that got even blown up even more. Side note. So yeah, shout out to the Washington Wizards. Yeah, shout out Gilbert Arenas. He is one of the
got his money though.
Forgotten greats for sure. Next game, Miami Heat at Atlanta. Atlanta 121 to Miami's 113. We have Utah at Minnesota. Utah 126 to Minnesota's 125. We have Phoenix at Memphis. Memphis 136 to Phoenix 106. And to close Monday night, we had Houston at the Lakers. Lakers 140 to 132. And I'm going to give you the 17th because today's the 18th. And we'll close it up that way.
Got 4 games yesterday.
Yeah, okay, so 4 games. And what did I just say? The 17th. Okay, we had 17th. Pull that up right here. Here we go. At 4 games on the 17th, we had the Toronto Raptors at the Milwaukee Bucks. Milwaukee 130 to Toronto's 122. We had Brooklyn at San Antonio. San Antonio 106 to Brooklyn's 98. We have Portland at Denver. Denver 122 to Portland's 113. And last but not least, ladies and gentlemen, we had the Philadelphia 76ers visiting the Los Angeles Clippers. Philadelphia with the win, 120 to the Clippers 110. Close it out with the standings. And then we'll move on to football, of course. So we have in the Eastern Conference, we have Boston in first place at 33-12. We have Milwaukee Bucks second place, 29-16. Philly 28-16. We have Brooklyn's 27-16, and Cleveland at fifth place at 28-17. I'll say it once, I'll say it again. If any team is going to make it to the finals, it's out of these top 5 teams. There's still moves to make. There's still a trade deadline. Maybe somebody could come from under. But for the most part, realistically, if you are betting money on not necessarily who's going to win the championship, but who's going to come out the Eastern Conference is going to be one of these 5 teams, in my expert opinion. Everyone else is probably a tier under that. I got love for, whatever, no disrespect, but it's a tier. This is tier A. Everybody below is going to be a tier after that, in my opinion, unless some major moves are made. So we have the New York Knicks 25-20 in 6th place. We have the Miami Heat in 7th place at 24-21. We have the Indiana Pacers 23-22. We have the Atlanta Hawks 22-22. That's a 500 team right there. We have Chicago 20-24. So all those teams would make the playoffs play-in tournament if the playoffs were to start today. And on the outside looking in, which is 11th through 15th place in the Eastern Conference, you have Toronto at 20-25. You have the Washington Wizards at 18-26. You have Orlando Magic 16-28. You have the the Detroit Pistons 12-35. And last but not least, we have the Charlotte Hornets, led by Michael Jordan and company, 11-34. And in the Western Conference, we have in first place the Denver Nuggets at 31-13. We have the Memphis Grizzlies 30-13. We in third place.
I gotta show that daggone done.
Please do. Shout out to John Morant. He might be the most MVP. I've been fan lately, but he keeps it up. He's in the first place. So there you go. There you go. He just looks forever. He's just on a whole nother speed. They just got to keep that team together. That's what it is. They got a lot of young guys on a lot of rookie contracts. They gave him his money, but that's can they come out? They've beaten the Warriors in games and in important games. In a play-in game once, they beat the Warriors, but not full strength. But they beat the Warriors. It still counts.
Yep.
Memphis. If Memphis, I don't know who many people would bet them coming out the West, but if they did, that they have the talent to do so.
Yeah.
There you go. It's just keeping the talent together the next 1, 2, 3, 4 years. Okay, we have New Orleans in third place, 26-18. Your Sacramento Kings in fourth place, 24-18.
You're holding it steady.
40 wins. We predicted 40 wins at the beginning of the season. The season's 82 games. A lot of people called us crazy. A lot of people didn't plan us making the playoffs, but God willing, everyone is intact. Everyone's good to go. We have 50 Cent coming to the games.
50 Cent coming to the game.
Sacramento, yes, he does.
In Sacramento?
In Sacramento, you pull the highlights.
What's 50 doing out in Sac?
He has an endorsement deal with a liquor company, which is with the Rockets and the Kings, and he's been to a few Kings games, sitting next to the owner, the whole nine, at the practice, the whole nine. It's good to see good
50.
And we get recognition nationally. They cover some stories. The coverage is there. So shout out to the home team at fourth place. And I'm going to some games next month. I told you that for my birthday. Cannot wait. We have Dallas in fifth place, 24-21. Shout out to Dallas. Luka needs more help. Side note on that, there was a mural of Luka in Deep Ellum or something like that, a painting. It shows like send help, and it shows like different box scores. You got to see what I'm talking about. It's out there. Somebody painted a mural recently. And then we have sixth place, the Clippers at 23-23. That's 500. We have Golden State Warriors 22-22. That's a 500 team.
That's what I was about to say. Can they come back?
These are 500 teams we're talking about. Shout out Clippers, shout out the Warriors, right? Look for trades to be made, in my opinion. I think Golden State's got to pull the trigger.
But I will say,
Golden State's got to pull the trigger.
Slowly moving up the rankings here, though.
I think
they are.
We got the best team in California in fourth place. That's all in the 22-23 season. So we got Utah in eighth place, 23-24. We got the Minnesota Timberwolves 22-23, and we have the Oklahoma City Thunder at 21-23 in the Western Conference. So if the playoffs were to start today, those were the teams that would make it. And we got the outside looking in from 11th to 15th. We have the Portland Trailblazers at 21-23. We have the Phoenix Suns 21-24. We have the Los Angeles Lakers 20-24. We have the San Antonio Spurs 14-31. And to close out the Western Conference, We have the Houston Rockets at 10-34. I've been to a Houston Rocket game with Double R, with OG Bobby James, Houston's finest, and Lil Donnie. And we were right behind the Toronto Raptors bench where we could see the stat sheet. So it was a good time. Been to a Rocket game. So shout out to the Rockets real quick. Many greats on the Houston Rockets over the years. And that closes out the Western Conference. Any closing thoughts or about basketball or the standings or anything you just want to run over before we move on to football?
I kind of feel like Golden State, they're gonna make a run here. I think the Lakers are I ain't gonna say they're done, but I
mean again from again, not a negative standpoint, you know, from a neutral standpoint, because I don't want to see LeBron go out like that. You know, Anthony Davis did catch a stride, and then when he got hurt, he jumped it. Like he got hurt in the air. He was in the air, and his ankle hit somebody in the air. It's not like he landed on it. So that kind of messed up there. And then he was putting up some numbers. But these fools are what place?
Shout out to Drunk.
Shout out to Drunk, man. Shout out to Drunk.
Closing thoughts. Jason Tatum.
Appreciate you tuning in, man. Appreciate you tuning in. Shows are better with you on it, Drunk.
Oh yeah,
you're legit. Probably I don't want to disrespect anyone else top of my head, but Drunk's one of my favorites on the show.
Oh
sure.
Yeah, we
episodes are better with Drunk on it. Shout out to Drunk.
Yeah, but Jason Tatum is different. Jason Tatum can play.
He's putting up 50 pieces, and the Celtics are in first place. You know what I'm saying? Despite everything they've been through, losing the coach, that's crazy. Lost Kyrie Irving a couple years back. That was wild. And
whatever happened to Isaiah Thomas?
Isaiah Thomas was before Jason Tatum.
Yeah, he was.
Yeah, Isaiah. It was because it was.
I'm just saying the history.
Oh yeah. Correct. Yeah, shout out Isaiah Thomas. Man, the Kings did him dirty. Like I'd say probably. I'll tell you some Sacramento King mistakes, but one of the top 5 one in my recent memory, letting go of Isaiah Thomas and not give him a contract after we drafted him 60th in the draft.
Wait, say that again.
We drafted Isaiah Thomas in the second round, and he was like on a 2-year, 3-year deal, and then we didn't give him a new deal, and we just traded him. And he gave us so much. At nights, he was the best player on the court. Over DeMarcus Cousins, over Tyreek Evans, over Jimmer Fredette. And these were all high draft picks. Him and Jimmer was in the same draft. So shout out Isaiah Thomas. Sacramento did him bad. Sacramento should give him a lifetime long because he made the games worth watching in those days. And then he made the all-star team in Boston. So, but the Kings drafted him, by the way. So evening show, I had to pop up. Yeah, we out here. We're gonna hit you with the evening show from time to time. So yeah, shout out Isaiah Thomas. Shout out to Celtics. Yeah. So moving forward. Ready, sir?
Yeah.
All right, switching gears. Here we go.
We can talk about some football.
Here we go. Hey, play some Chris. You know the one. You know the 3-minute highlight with Bill or what's his name? Chris
Berman.
Yeah, pull that shit up. Pull that music on, bro. Nah, you did that one time.
I ain't gonna lie, they gonna flag us, but
no, damn, never mind. But that shit. No,
the last time I pulled up, they flagged us.
Okay, we can't do that. Okay, but that shit was hard though.
Yeah,
that shit was hard. You know the song. You know how
the Raiders.
No man.
But yeah, man, wild card
weekend. We had some games. It was wild,
to say the least.
I hit my parlay. I hit my parlay for the weekend.
You hit your parlay?
I got, man, I hate to do it to you. I sent you in the text while I parlayed this weekend.
I saw.
Okay, I picked Niners, Bills, and Bengals.
You almost lost that bet.
Bengals. I didn't want to put bad energy in the air, but I felt with the Ravens not having QB1, and then even Matt kind of confirming, like, I don't think we're gonna do it. You know, kind of and looking at it from my standpoint, like the shout out to the Ravens for making that a competitive, fun football game, nonetheless.
So we can go in with some of these games. So we can go in on the first game. Seahawks, Niners.
So we go to the first game. Hey, yeah, watch that game. Oh man,
A lot of people was pulling for
man.
Geno Smith. They wasn't even pulling for the Seahawks. They was like, Geno Smith.
Who,
I'm so
bro?
proud of him.
Who,
He's
bro?
so
It was
good guy.
cute. It was cute. You know, we've had some again being divisional opponents. So, okay, let me give you a fun fact. You know that let me give you this is probably before your time because I'm a little bit older than you, sir. Respectfully, do you remember the realignment in 2002?
I do.
Okay, and then so there was 31 teams and it went to 32 teams, correct?
Seahawks were in the AFC.
Seahawks were in the AFC. So, but that came the Texans because the Texans were an expansion team because for the longest it was 31 teams, and a couple years before
AFC
that,
Central.
AFC Central
instead of AFC North.
Do you know what the NFC West used to be? Us, the Rams, the Saints, the Falcons, and like someone else. That was the NFC West back in the day, back in the Dizzy.
Back in the Dizzy,
right? And then right, man. But the alignment makes more sense because it wasn't just it was 5 teams, and then it wasn't the realignment made more sense if you looked at a map.
No, from a numbers standpoint, it makes more sense too.
32, make it even. Yep. It's always you want to have things even. Again, there was an odd number, 31 for like a minute. So going back to my point, 2002 birthed the realignment of the divisions. There was 6 divisions. Was the West, the Central, the East. Then it turned into the West, the East, the North, and the South.
Right.
And you had 4 teams because back then it was probably like 5 teams, per division, 4 or 5, because it was 5 the previous NFC West. So the Seahawks come to the NFC West. We've had a lot of battles with them over the years. They beat us in the playoffs a few times, so it was just a little bit more personal. They were up 17-16. At times, Brock Purdy looked. He's a rookie quarterback, so
Drunk says Brock Purdy is the real deal.
He is the real deal, but some of these throws were. This is a 49er fan talking. He'd bootleg to the left. It looks weird because he's right-handed, but it appears that's what he likes to do. But again, you got to give it off to everybody else. We have a top 5 O-line. Christian McCaffrey, one of the best backs. George Kittle, Debo. Our team leads the league in yards after catch, so it's a contribute to everybody else. But Prudy is making things happen.
With,
he is a rookie.
Debo.
He's still a rookie quarterback, so he's still a rookie quarterback. But let's shout out to the whole team as a whole, But again, it was
a dominating
close.
performance.
It was
on the back end.
The second half, because the first half it was close. It was close.
They probably had you a little worried in that first half, didn't they?
But I might not have showed up.
Drunk said Geno Smith looked like Geno Smith. And to be honest,
but he's going against the top defense. And the play of the game, we were up by like a possession, and we stripped Geno Smith, I believe.
Yep.
We stripped somebody, that led to a score. It was Geno, and then led to a score. And then once we were up 2 possessions, it was smooth sailing because it was 17-16 at halftime.
Yeah, so that turnover really turned the tide.
Let's recap here. Purdy had 4 TDs.
Shoot, I'll pull it up.
There we go. So we scored a field goal. Wait, what is that?
Brock Purdy look better than Trey Lance. And
we have time. I could exercise on that debate. We could get there. We'll get there. Okay, we were talking about the game, and we could talk Trey Lance, Prudy, Jimmy G, Tom Brady, Aaron Rodgers, Colin Kaepernick, Alex Smith all day. Let me finish the game. Let me finish the game. Okay. All right. Okay. So we kicked the field goal. We're 3-0. Then we're up 10-0. Then they caught up 10-7. Then we scored 13-7. Then they scored a touchdown, 14-13. Oh yeah, at the end I do remember this. At the end, there was like a pass interference call. They scored late. It was bad momentum towards the end for sure. Then you got halftime. Then we kicked a field goal. We kick a field goal, 17. Now it's 16-14 us. They kick a field goal, then it's 17-16 Seattle. Then we what do we do? Then we score a touchdown, 23-17. Then we score another touchdown, 31-17. Score another touchdown, 38-17. Kick a field goal, 41-17. Then they score a touchdown, and it's 41-23. The final score, ladies and gentlemen, is 41-23. Your San Francisco 49ers is moving on. They won the division. Some questioned their ability to win the division earlier, if I remember correctly. But I had full faith in the guys. Sucks seeing quarterbacks go out, but hence I've been saying all year one of the most underappreciated, undervalued, underrated, everything is backup quarterback, QB2, QB3. You know, I mean, again, and look, and we had a QB3.
In y'all situation, this was unlikely.
Okay, unlikely, but let me tell you. Okay, so we have, if everybody remembers, we have time to talk about the quarterback situation. Here we go. We had Trey Lance drafted in a high draft pick last year. He was in the same draft as Trevor Lawrence and all these other guys I talk about. So Trey Lance is in that draft. We draft him to replace Jimmy G one day. Jimmy G fell short of the Super Bowl a few years ago. We get Jimmy G. There's quarterback competition with the two. We named Trey Lance starter coming out. Game one, week one was Trey Lance. Then you had Jimmy G at QB2. And then you had Brock Purdy, Mr. Irrelevant. So he's a rookie. So he's drafted 262, the last pick of the last draft. 49ers drafted him. And he's actually 6 months older than Trey Lance because he did more years in college, XYZ. Trey Lance, hot stud, young guy out of college, hence being a top 5 pick in the draft when he went. So again, Brock Purdy, he's doing great now. Let's not give him too much. Let's not get our highs too high, not let our lows get too low. It's impressive that he's undefeated, but that's coaching and that's depth overall. You give it up to everybody else on the roster. Not to take away from Brock Purdy, but it's not Brock Purdy. It's not Brock Purdy and the 49ers. It's the 49ers. And Brock Purdy came along, respectfully. So, and he got a lot of practice as scout quarterback against the best defense in the NFL.
Right. So,
and Brock Purdy is not ready week one at all ever. And we don't even think to start him because you have Jimmy G and Trey Lance. Trey Lance gets hurt. We still see what happens to him. We don't know how the season plays out. We'll never know. He got hurt. You can't predict injury. We hate when it happens. Get well soon, Trey Lance. Trey Lance is still under contract. He got the rookie contract. We didn't draft him for no reason. Of course, he saved the season. McCaffrey saved the season. The 49ers is not a second seed if we don't trade for Christian McCaffrey. We outbidded the Rams draft picks to trade for him and get him. Christian McCaffrey saved the season. That's coming from me. So Trey Lance goes out. So you got Jimmy G, next man up. Jimmy G steps up. His contract is incentive based on snaps and wins. That's in his contract. He has no guaranteed money. He restructured his deal to stay in San Francisco and be QB2. He wanted to still be in the neighborhood. Again, Jimmy G going to the Texans, going to the Jets, going to anywhere like that makes zero sense.
Jimmy
will
G
shorten his career.
Cali with them porn stars.
Correct. And that's part of it. So, but to extend Jimmy G is 30, 35, 30, 31, 31. I think he's 31. He's 31. He's 31. Tom Brady is 45. I don't know where, but legit, Jimmy G could have a 5-10 years ahead of him if he stays in San Francisco as backup quarterback. That's in my opinion. No, because the camaraderie is already there. The leadership is there. The wins are there. And he restructured his deal to stay.
And shoot.
So give it to him for that because he could have just like, man, I can make all the money. F y'all, saying y'all want to trade me and draft this young kid.
Yo,
F y'all, this and that. That's how Jimmy G could have played the situation.
But it's smart for him to stay there because
it is smart for him to stay there.
At some point, your quarterback is probably going to be injured.
Correct. What quarterback hasn't sat out again? Correct. He's going to play. The camaraderie is there with all the fellas. You got a lot of guys under contract for some years.
Ooh.
What do you say? I think like Rudy certainly means we'll never see Jimmy G. No, it doesn't mean that. It doesn't mean that because what Jimmy G Be like, hey, I'm QB2, I'm QB3.
Now,
I'll just sit in the back and let these young guys do
one thing that has been said though.
If he goes to the Texans or the Jets, then he's shortening his career by getting hit on a bad team.
I will take this because it's been put out there publicly. If Jimmy G is ready to go, it's still Brock Purdy who's getting the start. For the rest
we keep all three. We keep all unless if Tom we realistically have a chance that Tom Brady and or Aaron Rodgers, we keep all three. We keep all three. We have the same conversation.
It's too many teams that need a QB for Jimmy G to become Chase Daniels. Chase Daniels, though. Not Chase Daniels.
Jimmy G has a no trade clause. Jimmy G was going to want. I mean, he had a no trade clause, but
Chase Daniels,
it just depends on what Jimmy G wants. Jimmy G wants to be in San Francisco. He's been there. He came about a year later after Kaepernick. That's how long Jimmy G's been there. Jimmy G's been like 5 years. He missed out like a year, but he was the highest paid quarterback when we paid him however many years ago. And he restructured his deal. He's made his money. He wants to win, and he wants to be in San Francisco. From my perspective, if he wanted to leave, I want to play, I want to make money, this and that. He made his money. He wants to win. He wants to win, duh. What, by any means.
I mean, he wants some championships as a backup.
To life and health insurance.
But you're part of the process, bro. You're part of the process. He maybe
with access to
who
guidance,
believes all these other general managers? You know what, Jimmy G, QB1 is going to do it on our mediocre team. The reason why Jimmy G is his win percentage is so high because he's been on great teams.
Yes,
he's been on great teams, great defenses, depth. It's not all him.
It's not all him,
right?
But
he is your game manager, respectfully, quarterback, not your.
Here's the problem with Jimmy G for the
game breaker.
That's my problem with Jimmy G. When y'all were in that Super Bowl and Chiefs came back and y'all need to make a play and it was on the shoulders of the quarterback.
And that's what the fuck happened.
You know what I'm saying? So, I mean, I understand like, he's good to have around. He's reliable.
He's good to have around, but if anyone's were to go, he's the first one to go. Yeah. And we move forward with Brock Purdy and Trey Lance. Because Brock Purdy has contributed in saving the season as well. I'll give it up to him. He, like I said, he could win there, stuck up the joint game. Like I was like, dang, Jimmy G's out too. I was like, dang, there go the season. That's what I thought. But we are in it. I believe in my team.
Got a good team.
We got a good team, from top to bottom.
Yeah, y'all got a good team.
So we move forward again. I'd like to move forward all three. I'm a homer. I'm always root for my guys one way or the other. I don't blame Jimmy G. I blame Shanahan for being Super Bowl cursed for real. Till further notice. I mean, he's
closing thoughts on this game.
No, we blew them out. The Seahawks played dirty. Excuse me. But no, I mean, they were playing a little dirty. It's been a long time rivalry. They've beat us a couple years, so it's that much better to not just to win a playoff game, but to beat a divisional rival in the playoffs. It's just that much more better. We're the NFC West champs. We're moving on to the next round, and we can talk about that in a little bit.
All right, so the next game.
Either way, y'all got two starting quarterbacks, and neither one named Trey Lance.
Ooh, Lord Jesus.
Trey Lance. Are you telling me Trey Lance? Trey Lance is unproven, but Trey Lance is under contract. He can still get time to develop in this and that. He got too cool, too cute, too soon. Like this is my criticism of Trey Lance. He's 22 years old. He lost in Chicago. It was a rainy old game. He was out clubbing this and that and the third in Chicago of all places. Respect. And he gets hurt within a week or two later. And he's 22 years old. But again, you can't. The dynamic is there. The college highlights was there. Again, he looked like Patrick Mahomes in college, but again, does that translate to the next level? That's to be determined. And the jury's not out one way or the other. He's still a valuable piece on the roster. We gave up a lot to get him. He's going to be on the roster until further notice. He could pan out one way or the other. Brock Purdy is great, for the time being, but depth is key.
Next game, and this was my favorite game this weekend. The Los Angeles Chargers, 30.
Oh, bother.
And the Jacksonville Jaguars, 31. Bro, okay, so I brought this up before we got on air. I said last week, we predict the games. I said
I do owe Matt $1 for this game. We bet on this game.
The Jacksonville.
He picked the Jags. I picked the Chargers.
Yes, we did make a bet on this. I said the Jacksonville Jaguars are gonna win this game. Now, most of the game it didn't look like they were gonna win, but I've watched several games this year of Trevor Lawrence. Dude can play. Dude can ball. He reminds me of like a more athletic Peyton Manning. That's when I watch him play, I feel like I'm watching.
He wasn't the number one pick for no reason. By the way, Trevor Lawrence was in the great quarterback draft with him, Zach Wilson with the Jets, Trey Lance, Justin Fields.
Trevor Lawrence comes.
Trevor Lawrence was number one in his draft.
Throws 4 interceptions in the first half.
Correct. They were getting blown out 28-0.
28-0.
Did you see someone made a bet on them and lost it?
No, I didn't see that.
You know, I paid a lot of these big time bets. So that bet, they were up right 28-0 because you could bet on games like halfway through. What is he saying? I never seen a quarterback throw 3 picks the same play in the first.
Trevor Lawrence got that dog in him, bro. He got that dog in him.
No, he wasn't the number one pick for no reason. He had some big games in college. He
was so unbothered. He kept throwing them joints. You know what I'm saying?
I mean, it looked at like because he probably looked at like we have nothing to lose. Halfway through the season, no one predicted the Jaguars in the playoffs, win the division. None of that. But the Titans got hurt. Next, past the sticks, right?
Past the sticks.
It was the Titans' division to lose, and the Titans lost it.
Right.
Due to injury, respectfully.
So, I mean, this is I like I said, I don't know. I don't think that they're going to the Super Bowl or anything, but this is a dangerous and a very sneaky team, man. They got a good defense and a sneaky good offense, man.
Well, we'll get to their next week matchup, but they beat the Chargers. They did that.
What do you think caused the momentum shift after halftime in the LA? Shout out to my guy Malcolm, man, out there in LA, man. I know you was probably watching that game, man. Shout out to Malcolm. But man, I really don't know what really caused the shift, man. One thing I will say is, just from being a guy who does enjoy football, I noticed that in the first half of the game, there was a lot of like short passes that the Jaguars were throwing. And I'm not necessarily, digging too deep in what happened in their last game, but I felt like the Chargers game plan was on point for what they did in the last game. So whatever adjustments they made in halftime, they came out out in the second half throwing it down the field as opposed to early in the game when he was trying to do throw a lot of like little slants and like a little short passes. And those were the passes that were getting picked off, those short little crossing routes and like comeback routes and things like that because their DBs were sitting on the routes. But I think once they started going down the field and they had a little bit of running game, that's when the game opened up. But to say what the momentum shift was, I can't really look at a certain point. But like I said, that boy Trevor Lawrence got that dog in him. He started throwing them touchdowns. And I looked up, it was 14-30. And then I looked up again, it was 28.
Good coach.
30.
Did the Chargers fire the coach?
No, I don't think they fired the coach.
I think they're talking about it.
Everybody's talking about it.
They're talking about it. But no, mind you, the Jaguars coach is the old Eagles coach that won the Super Bowl.
This year's playoffs is showing that coaching matters. Doug Peterson ain't no joke. Yeah,
correct. Again, he's got one of those. He's got one of those. So
whatever, like I said, in that game,
he might know what he might know what he's doing out there.
Whatever adjustments they made in the locker room, that's probably what shifted the tide. The Chargers, man.
No, this is real quick on the bet. So you could bet say someone made a bet, right? It was wild, and then they bet on the Chargers win after they were up, right? And on the ESPN, it said 100% chance to win.
Right.
Fucking right. It's 28-0. They fucking do this. So they bet, if I remember right, they bet $1 million halfway through the game, and they was going to win 10,000, and then they lost $1 million. But if you have $1 million to bet, you know what I'm saying? Like just shit like it's on a BR betting, one of these pages. I'll be following these betting pages.
The Chargers fired the OC, not the
okay, right. Shout out to Terrell Owens. He he called out the Chargers because Mikey Williams is out for 3 weeks, and he reached out to the team to play.
While I do love Terrell Owens about 50, bro.
He's 48 years old.
Granted, I ain't gonna lie.
48 years old. 48 years old, bro.
To see him play, bro, that would be entertaining as hell to see T.O. come out and play right now.
No,
bro.
he just posted it on his social media. He
How
tagged,
you gonna call him out for that, bro?
He tagged Mike Williams and he tagged the Chargers. Like Mike Williams went out.
Did that play a big role in the game? Maybe, but at the same time, like I said, they got all those turnovers, and I would put that on the defense, low key. You know what I'm saying? Because granted, the defense put them in that position to be that way, but like how you give up 4 touchdowns in the second half. You know what I'm saying?
No, but yeah, so they caught up all the way 1, and then they went up. They what was their missed field goal? I don't remember some shit, but no, I think the Chargers missed the field goal.
They might have.
The Chargers did miss.
And that Jaguar, that field goal that won the game, barely made it in that joint. You know what I'm saying? They looked like it was gonna go off to the side, but man, good game by the Jaguars.
Shout out to the Chargers, man. Like
that quarterback is for real.
Shout out to San Diego. Great city, great market. Hate that they lost the Chargers.
I love San Diego, man. A nice city.
Shout out to LA. It's love and hate with Los Angeles, if you will, but they don't appreciate their football teams the way they should. Maybe I don't know. Maybe you're right. The Rams made sense, but San Diego, but it was a money thing. Shout out to San Diego. That's it. That's what that is. Shout out to LA too, but that's why I show love to the Chargers the way I do, because I hate that happened to a city.
Next game.
Next game. We have
the Bills and Dolphins Sunday.
Oh man, that was a good game.
That was another.
That was impressive game. It was looking. The Dolphins were showing heart.
They had a chance. I was actually in Miami during the game, and
of course he was.
The fan, a lot of people were excited as the game was going on, but obviously in the end it wasn't quite enough to push them over the top. But I think the biggest story out of this game is really Tua. Is Tua coming back?
They say they is, but ain't no telling, man. I mean, you got. I think anything can happen. Like that's the team. I mean, they gotta do something.
It's Tua coming back, man. But really, what pulled the Dolphins back in the game is the defense. They got a few turnovers there, a pick. I want to say it might have been a fumble in there too. But that's what really got them back in the game. The Bills, I mean, they played well, and ultimately, even though, I think Josh Allen threw a few picks, he kind of snapped back into it. Josh Allen is a weird player to me because it's like, even like how Trevor Lawrence is, he has like those moments of stupidity, but then he has like those moments where he's like completely unstoppable, So, but they finished out the game strong. Bills who are Bills playing next week?
The Bengals. That was gonna happen. That was gonna happen. There was nothing in the way of that, bro.
Yeah.
The rematch, there's nothing in the way of that.
So apparently they're playing that game in like Atlanta or something like that.
I believe I saw that.
You have any input on this game?
Shout out to the Chargers is going as far as they did.
Or the Dolphins?
Oh, excuse me. We already the Dolphins. I know I'm tripping. Shout out to the Dolphins for going as far as they did.
Mike McDaniel takes 2 years to call a play.
Yeah, that's funny.
Mike McDaniel, when I see him, I'll be like, yo, he looked like a Bible salesman or something.
Hey, but he was on staff with us, so that's love there. Former assistant coach, 49ers, and we got 2 former running backs. So shout out to the Dolphins.
He's actually
that's the team I'm always gonna watch out for.
Wow, he's probably gonna be their coach for a while.
He's brought relevancy. He's brought a culture, and for him to not be, obviously he didn't play the game, but for him to know the game and command that team and bring them as far as they did, and to beat them. By the way, shout out to them. They did beat the Bills in the regular season, so that's something they know they can compete with this team. They lost by 3, but again, respectfully, the better team won. The better team won. Shout out to the Buffalo Bills. Shout out Big K. Yeah, and I'm still believe in the Bills to take the AFC. I feel that that's my opinion. So that's how I close that out.
All right, the next game. I didn't catch this game.
I got some pieces of it.
But you got the New York Giants 31 and the Minnesota Vikings.
Daniel Jones, he had like 70 rushing yards. He put up some numbers. Daniel Jones had a great game, breakout game.
I just caught this on Sports Center. What I got from this game.
But come on, bro, you vaping in the fourth quarter in between plays? Are you
he do be vaping, bro.
Are you serious?
He do.
He's
like a young coach for real, bro.
For real, like
I want to say Mike McDaniel isn't even 35.
Right? No, he's younger. Yeah, right. I believe. Yeah, I am older. He's right. Right.
But
I'll have to see that. I didn't know one way or the other. That's crazy.
But
no, but I caught this game. No, Daniel Jones had a breakout game.
He had his best game. It looked like.
Right. No, again,
I'm about to put it up on the screen.
Yeah, he put them in the highlights. Yeah, I saw it. It was close. It was close. Was a turnover, but again, like, remember what you told me about Kirk Cousins?
What I tell you about Kirk Cousins?
The Viking fans don't like Kirk Cousins.
They don't.
But then you seen it like now. It's just you look at like I believe he's like 1-4 in playoff games.
This is what I'll say though.
Do you hear what I'm saying? He's one, so that sucks. Yeah.
Damn. So Daniel Jones, 24 for 35, 301, 2 touchdowns,
70 rushing yards,
78 rushing yards, 17 carries. And then Saquon Barkley,
2 touchdowns.
2 touchdowns. I mean, that's solid.
Hey, what we say. The season was based on these two guys, and three of our surprise teams. We all called at the beginning of the season. You said Dolphins, I said Vikings, and then the Giants became that.
Yeah,
we didn't predict the Giants. The Giants is a surprise team.
Now we'll say Kirk Cousins, it don't look like he had a bad game. 31 for 39, 273, 2 touchdowns. TJ Hawkinson, that boy, man, I'm picking him up in fantasy next year.
That was the trade of the season. They picked him up. That was a big piece of their season.
I think
Jefferson was ineffective, not ineffective, but not Jefferson.
And his drunk.
Vikings have zero defense.
That's really what this game came down to, man. They needed to stop really bad.
Yeah, that's what it was.
Pat Pete looked like he was trying. Yeah. Man, I think that's really what this game came down to. They couldn't stop the Giants' offense.
No, Daniel Jones was looking great.
A running quarterback is hard to stop when they're healthy, man. It is hard to stop.
Daniel Jones will save the season and solidified them being a current top 4 team in the NFC conference, and the NFC East being the current best division in the NFC.
Well, I didn't think the Vikings were going to the Super Bowl.
I didn't think the Vikings were going to the Super Bowl, but I mean, they lost at home. That sucks.
Yeah,
that sucks for them. But again, the Giants was the better team that day.
Yeah, it was a good game. We'll hop on to the next game.
I wouldn't feel comfortable, like, I was just like, I don't know. Like,
you didn't want to bet on that one?
I wouldn't have bet on that. And I believe that, the Vikings were favored to win that game. Is that home? Probably all home teams are favored for the most part. For the most part. Was it? Except Tampa Bay.
Yeah.
We'll get to them in a moment. Next game, I'll let you. All right.
I'll let you
cover it, bro. Let you cover the homies, bro.
So the next game, we got my Baltimore Ravens 17, Cincinnati Bengals 24. And last week, I have been saying this all season about the Ravens. If anybody's watching me, and I got a lot of Baltimore people, so y'all, tell me what you're feeling. So, man, if I had to say anything about this game, I didn't think the Ravens had a shot in this game. Granted, I was cheering for them, but I didn't think they had a shot in this game just because, A, like, we're down to our third quarterback, and B, the Bengals have so much firepower on offense. Now, in watching the game, I could definitely say one thing I thought that was going to happen did happen, and that was our defense showed up. Our defense definitely showed up, and our offense showed up enough for us to have the opportunity to win. Obviously, the Bengals were getting ahead, but we were matching them score for score. And when we were in a position to take the lead, you know, the most unlikely thing could have happened. He fumbled on the fumble
at the goal line.
Yeah, took it back.
Yeah, that was the play of the game.
But that's like,
that was the play
and
of the
what
game.
they say about
I did text you. I remember. I texted him in there.
And what they said, a play like that, it's really
damn.
scoring.
I was like, damn, LOL.
That's really like scoring 2 touchdowns because we were literally at the 1 yard line, and that stopped us from getting 7, and they got 7. So.
Yeah, that was momentum.
That was a
killer.
That was a momentum killer, and like I mean, obviously that was the play of the game. Nobody really understands what the Lamar Jackson situation is right now.
Damn.
You know, everybody just speculating and saying like, "Oh, he's mad," or "Oh, he's."
If he's not 100%. He's not 100%. But if he ain't got a deal, if you ain't got your deal.
Now this is some off the field, but on the field stuff. Lamar Jackson is like posting a lot of like subliminals like, hey, if you got something good, you better cherish it. He posted that on Instagram today.
That's right.
He posted, if you got something good, you better cherish it. And also, he didn't come to the game.
He did not?
He did not go to the game.
Do you go to that game if you're him?
I mean, you feel like you would go there for at least like moral support.
Yes. And that. But given
he's been at the other games. It's not like he's more injured now than he was. You know what I'm saying? He's been going to the other game. He didn't go to this game.
Wow. Fun fact. Wow.
You know what I'm saying? And I want to say they said Lamar Jackson took Ravens out his bio.
Stuff like that.
Like, bro, what is going on, man? Come on. Stop playing with me, man. Stop doing it, bro.
Lamar in Miami, book next year, book it. Was that 8? Come say what's up. We already Lance was here earlier.
Shout out to Tyler Huntley.
Yeah, come on, whatever shit. Don't touch nothing.
Shout out to Tyler Huntley. Yeah, Tyler Huntley actually played a decent game. I say Tyler Huntley played a decent game, but it just wasn't.
Shout out to Ghost. Philly's finest.
Yes, Philly's finest in the building, and we'll touch on Philly in a second. But man, yeah, man. So this game, I ain't gonna say I wasn't heartbroken over this game because my expectations weren't really that high. But I will say we're gonna have to pay somebody on the offensive side of the ball. Got you. You know what I'm saying?
About to talk about the Cowboy game.
Gotta pay somebody.
About to talk about the Cowboy.
Gotta pay somebody on the offensive side of the ball. We gave Roquan Smith the $100 million deal. Roquan Smith literally made our defense like top 3 in the league. We went from like 20th to like 3rd since he got on the team. But I mean, like I said, we need Lamar, or we need something on offense.
Y'all didn't look too bad.
No, we didn't look too bad. It just like I said, that unfortunate.
That play was the killer.
We probably would have won the game,
bro.
if not for that.
Killer
fumble.
That, yeah, right.
We would.
Right.
I feel like
could have won the game.
I feel like we would have won that game if not for that fumble, considering how much time was left and how we were actually.
Was that 4th down? I remember.
I don't think it was 4th down.
And you're going for the quarterback like this right here. It's like 2 yards away.
Yeah. So I mean, that probably wasn't the smartest move, but I guess in Tyler Huntley's mind, he probably was closer than he thought he was.
Right. I was like that was like a whole 2 yards away. That's about what is that? That's like 7. That's like 2 yards.
Yeah, it was a little
like
distance.
6.
It's like 6. But I just did. How likely was it that he was going to fumble and homeboy was going to take that back like 90, for a touchdown? I was like,
my heart broke for you, bro. I was watching that at the crib, but I did text you immediately.
But it's like I said, it's like
you already know what I meant.
We was literally
about to damn, bro.
Like I can only like imagine just like you just watching that joint. And you like, yeah, we about to. And then
bro,
the buzzkill, total buzzkill. But like I said, Ravens actually played a lot better than I thought they were in this game. But it wasn't enough. Everybody talking about fire Greg Roman. I know you probably remember Greg Roman because he was your OC.
Yeah. That's a familiar name. That's a familiar name.
Everybody talking about fire Greg Roman, and this Lamar thing is literally gonna be like the #1 headline for like the next several months.
Miami's not a bad place to be.
Miami is not a bad place. Matt would know. Hashtag Miami. Hashtag Miami Matt. Yeah.
But they're saying Miami. They're saying the Jets. I'm saying Baltimore. I'm saying stay there because all of these teams didn't want you anyway, bro.
There
We
you go.
just need to pay him though. You know, we need to pay him. Steve Bisciotti got to cut the check. You know, maybe we can't give him something fully guaranteed, but like
He just wants that Deshaun Watson money.
Like,
That's all he
not,
wants.
But
not wanting
That's
me and
all
giving
he
me-
want.
Not want me and give me a check is two different things.
yeah,
If you offer me the right amount of money, I'm coming. All
yeah.
I gotta do is play football.
Malcolm says, "Do you feel Harbaugh needs to go?" I don't feel like Harbaugh needs to go because, to a certain extent, I feel like some of his on-field decisions need to go.
Yeah, what's up?
Because
Yeah,
I
shout the
feel
ghost.
like,
Shout the ghost.
Yeah, bro.
Yeah, shout the ghost.
And the thing is about Harbaugh, it's like he's very stern, and in certain situations he's very aggressive. So sometimes I feel certain situations he doesn't have to be aggressive, and he chooses to be aggressive. You know, it's about being aggressive at the right times. You know, we've lost a lot of games simply because
I remember saying this before.
simply because he wanted to go for it on fourth down or wanted to go for a 2-point conversion when we could have tied the game, or wanted to go for it on fourth down when we could have tied the game, or, you know, decided to go for it on fourth down when we were at the opposite side of the field. Like, so I feel like Harbaugh's a good coach because he's very stern, and the players kind of stay in line for the most part in Baltimore. But he got to stop going for it on fourth down when we don't need to go for it on fourth down.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Right.
That's my only beef with John Harbaugh. Now, my beef with Greg Roman is that just sometimes the offense is nobody's really open. You know, it's a lot of clips where they go viral.
No
The
one's
Ravens,
open. No one's
like
open.
3 receivers are literally standing like in the same place. It's like, bro, it's like, bro, what are you doing,
Make
bro?
it happen.
But nah, I mean, like I didn't expect more from them, and you know, next year I pray that Lamar Jackson is our quarterback. You know what I'm saying? Because it's obviously a better team with him, but you know, obviously.
Yeah.
Other people may feel
I
otherwise.
hate to see that. I'd hate to see
I
that.
hate to see it because
I hate to see that.
part of me,
That ain't
granted,
cool.
I'm a diehard Ravens fan.
You draft a
me-
diamond, you draft a gem, you keep it, right?
It makes
Especially when
me-
you drafted it.
It makes me question why I'm a fan.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? If you let somebody like that leave the team, you know what I'm saying?
Right.
I can see if Lamar was on
Talking
some Michael
stuff,
Vick shit, and,
right?
yeah,
Talking crazy,
talking
getting in
crazy,
trouble,
or getting in trouble,
losing games.
yeah, but I mean, for the most part,
He
Lamar,
wins games when he's in. He looks good doing
the
it.
team is better with him on it,
Correct. Without a doubt.
significantly. You know what I'm saying?
Significantly.
But yeah, we can go on to the next game because
Here we go.
we got
The Monday night thriller.
the Dallas Cowboys 31 and the Buccaneers 14. Now, first thing I want to say, I said it before we started too. We talked about it last week. I said we talked about who gonna win this game, and you said
I didn't predict. I said just though you can't count out Tom Brady.
I said what I said. I said I'm counting Tom Brady out. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And no disrespect to Tom Brady because he is the GOAT, but
He is 45 years old
he's 45 years
with
old.
the depleted O line
And he
compared to 1 year ago, 2 years ago.
Tom Brady needs a perfect team in order to get back.
Be Tom Brady, right?
Yes. You know,
Like the Buccaneers was 2 years ago.
if Tom Brady was on y'all team, Super Bowl.
Thank you
For sure.
Thank you.
You know what I'm saying? But at the same time, I feel like me personally, I feel like he has nothing left to prove. There's nothing left for Tom Brady to prove.
I saw top 5 teams.
The only thing he can do is
They
run
got
his
Vegas
second
odds
Super
of
Bowl.
top 5 teams of him to land on. And it was the first one was the Raiders. So the Raiders, the Niners, the Dolphins, the Patriots, and the Jets, I think.
That would be so weird, him going back to the Patriots, bro.
It would be weird. It would be weird.
But yeah,
It would be weird. They do have a lot of cap space, though. You've seen that, right?
Yeah.
They do have all the cap space.
so and
Patriots.
also in my travels, it's like we obviously are in Dallas. So I've been Every Dallas Cowboys fan is talking about the Super Bowl.
No,
man.
okay, let's time out. Let's talk about their kicker missing all them PATs.
Yeah.
That was the headline
Yo,
of
did you see that Peyton Manning joint? He was upset at that kicker, bro.
No, come on, man. You missing one or two makes it, but it's just like is the pressure on? Are you in it with the mob? Like, you know what I mean? Are you thought you mean?
Yeah.
Are you missing parlay kicks on purpose or what? Like, what's going on here? Was like he missed 4 or 5.
He finna be.
He missed the first 3 for sure.
He finna be locked out of the facility in Frisco in a second.
Right. If not already, right?
But yeah, that's
no, that was wild. They're lucky they won. You know what I'm saying? Because if they'd have lost because of him, they would have beat him up.
Like, Dak Prescott had his best game of the season for sure.
That's cool.
He had his best
but this
game.
is against the Tampa Bay defense, right?
I'm gonna at least give him credit.
Who's on that? Who's on that front 11? No Pro Bowlers I heard of. Not this season.
But a lot of Dallas fans think they're going to the Super Bowl, and actually, this can kind of lead into our previews. The Dallas Cowboys. We'll start from bottom up. The Dallas Cowboys are going to Santa Clara and Levi Stadium.
Levi Stadium. Thank you, sir.
So Ed, what's your outlook on this game?
Spreads 4. So Vegas already got him winning. But you know, am I gonna bet on? No. I'm betting money line, baby. But I'm betting money line. I got $5 bet with Chrome. And then one of the primary lessons I learned as a young child. Shout out to my Uncle Cookie. He watches over us, and he told me once. He said, "Don't bet more than what you're willing to lose. And if you're losing, you keep on betting." He's like, "That's gambling." He's like, "Don't bet more than what you're willing to lose." So everybody. Gamble responsibly, bet responsibly, but usually me and Chrome, we have our dollar bets. I have dollar bets with a lot of my comrades around here, and he texted me, and I said, "No, I got 5 on it. I got 5 on it."
So since we can, like I said,
I got 5 on it.
We got 5 on it. So predictions, like, give me a score.
Score. Ooh, score. I'll say 21-14 us.
21-14. Now that's what I'm gonna say. Now, if y'all, I was like last week, I was like, yo, Cowboys, if y'all don't win this game, man, y'all just need to like fold it up. You know what I'm saying? Get his sticks up. You know what I'm saying? Move out of Dallas.
Okay, check.
Y'all not winning.
Again, I don't let highs get too high. Okay.
But if y'all lose this game,
again, okay.
It's respectable.
Okay.
I can see it coming.
I feel the 49ers is a better team. You know, of course, I'm gonna be biased, but from objective, because by the way, the 49ers and the Cowboys met in the playoffs last year. Shout out Big K. We were, you know what I'm saying, at the game, and the 49ers won here, and the 49ers now have Christian McCaffrey on the roster. And how are the Cowboys better than they were last year? We beat them last year, but we're better than last year with Christian McCaffrey. The Cowboys are the same team that they were last year. We beat them last year. That's my outlook. We've already beat them
than they were last year. Well, not a lot, but their defense is better than it was last year. And I will say,
hence I feel it's going to be a high defensive game. Again, once again, the 49ers have the best defense in the NFL. The Cowboys, they have a solid defense as well. Michael Parsons, he is a candidate for Defensive Player of the Year. He's been doing a lot of great things for them. He is the best defensive player, right?
Yeah.
Michael Parsons, but I feel they match up nicely. But I feel, and now the game is at Levi Stadium, so we have home field advantage. And we when did we play? Was it Saturday or Sunday?
You know what?
Was it Saturday? So the 49ers had more rest, so they watched the Cowboys and Buccaneers game. So with the Giants winning, if the Vikings won, the 49ers would have played the Vikings in the second round.
Right.
With the Giants winning, that put the Giants against the Eagles. We'll get to them in a second. And then the 49ers was at home, was at Levi Stadium watching the Cowboys and the Buccaneers on TV. So with an extra day of rest. So I don't know if the Cowboys got to save time and just fly directly to California. All jokes aside, are they going to fly directly to California? Do they need to stop by in Texas real quick and then go to California? Are waiting for them. So the 49ers had more time to prepare and more time to rest, and they're favored on the spread. I have the 49ers win the game.
Cowboys, y'all need to stay
I'm willing to hear. I'm willing to accept a bet within reason.
Stay out of the club this week, Cowboys.
So no, okay. So let's throw all the events we can. Let's get these Cowboys out of here. Get these Cowboys nice and tired.
I know everybody probably wants to party with the Cowboys this week.
Let's get these Cowboys in the club. So let's
Dallas fans.
Let's put that out. Dallas, let's make it happen.
If you see a Cowboy in the club,
tell them Ed said what's up.
Tell their ass to go home.
Tell them to stay out.
But no, my prediction for the game.
Come on, bro.
Y'all winning.
Thank you, sir.
But my prediction for the game.
There you go.
My prediction for the game. 31-17.
31-17. Thank you.
31-17 Dallas. I mean 31-17 49ers.
Okay,
I think
that's a 12-14.
I think Dak, he's going to be put to the test.
Yeah, he sure is. Right. Okay. Sure.
So next game, we got Bengals at Bills.
Shout to Buffalo Bills. Shout out Big K. I got the Bills hands down. Hands down. I think they're
gonna be playing the spy because of old boy.
Is neutral. I mean that it's and is it in Atlanta? You said
yeah,
and neutral ground. I think.
What you think? This Josh Allen year?
It's Josh Allen's. I think the Bills. You know, it's a feel good team. It looks like they're America's team. Like I've been rooting for them all year to make it out the AFC and ultimately beat the Chiefs. I think they can beat the Chiefs. I think the Bengals can beat the Chiefs. That's where I'm at with it.
Now, every year there's like that one game where it was like, oh my God, that was the game of the year. I think this is going to be that game.
Right. No, because what was it couple years back? What was it last year? The Bills and the Chiefs.
Yeah.
That was the game of the playoffs. The game.
I think this is that game.
I think it's that game too. Correct.
The emotions,
everything. It's going to be probably the most highest.
It's going to be a
high rated game for sure.
And granted, you know, I never put nothing past the NFL. You never know. They might be, pulling those strings. This might be a new world order. You know what I'm saying? Something. You never know. But this is perfect. Like as far as like TV ratings and all of that stuff goes,
little storyline-ish, little
huge storyline,
little pro wrestling storyline esque.
But it's a very evenly matched team. Both teams are pretty evenly matched.
Oh yeah, that would have been a great game. And then what came out to the wire.
I will say,
all these games are within a possession as far as the spreads. No one's picked to get blown out.
I'd make an argument that the Bengals have a better offense. On paper,
I think Jahmyr Chase falls short more than Stephon Diggs does. That's where if we want to compare best wide receiver, I think Diggs is more.
I'm saying I'm not talking about just those two players though. You talking about I want to say that the Bengals have.
I think they're even
3,000 yards. No, 2,000 yard receivers and one receiver that has like 800 yards receiving. I'm talking about the whole offense.
The whole offense.
You know what I'm saying?
Josh Allen's better than Joe Burrow.
I give him that.
Josh Allen's better than Joe Burrow.
I'd take Josh Allen before Joe Burrow.
There you go. That's been my point. He's been top-rated quarterback all year long.
Predict the score.
Predicting scores. I say, okay, it's going to be 38-35 Bills.
38-35 Bills. I got 30-24 Bills.
You said what now?
Who? 17-14 Bills.
You're saying 17-14. What'd you say?
I said what the hell did I just say?
Right. What did you say? I said 30.
Actually, I'm gonna go 27-20.
Okay.
Bills.
Okay, and then you said 17-14. Okay, check you out. All right.
Next game, you got the 6th seed Giants versus the 1 seed, the Philadelphia Eagles. Now, I guess coming into this game, the big question is probably going to be: is Jalen Hurts healthy and ready to play?
And I want to give this game its due justice. The excitement level goes up because it is a divisional game. Divisional rivals in the NFC East. We have the Eagles and the Giants.
These used to be the most disrespectful games in Philly.
No, it's going to be the third time they're going to play in the season since they've already played twice in the year. So that is something to be noted, and and they're more once again, respectfully, they're more prepared for each other versus someone else. They've already played twice this year, so it's a little bit more chippy, a little bit more personal. Especially, like I said, just shouting back to the 49ers real quick, jump off. The 49ers Seahawks divisional game, it was a little bit more chippy. So I expect it to be a chippy game, a physical game. But respect the Eagles. The Eagles didn't get the number 1 seed for no reason. They, I see them winning, but again, the Giants should make it interesting. Hence, it being a division rival.
I almost feel like I gotta pick an upset on one of these games.
I kind of feel that way too.
Like what team?
Like I've
upset,
but again, all the favorites make too much sense though. But I'm like, dang, is it really all favorites? Like, dang, who's going to drop the ball, man?
It's any given Sunday. You talking about this in the playoffs is a 1-game season. So it's more so the question in my mind is more so shout out to Troy Grant in the building. The question to me is more so what team that we least expect to win is going to win. Now, the Eagles have been so strong this year, though. That's why I'm kind of like, I gotta go with the Eagles. But then I'm at the same time, I'm like, Cowboys.
You're a hater, bro. You ain't gonna say it to me. You gonna say it? You gonna look at me when you say that, bro?
Here's the thing.
That's how you feel, bro.
Here's the thing. I feel like the Cowboys are. I mean, I feel like the reason I don't pick against the 49ers is because they're coming in a little hotter than the Eagles are.
We're on an 11-game winning streak. 10 games of regular season and 1 game of the playoffs.
The Eagles, like I said, that's my thing. I'm like, where's Jalen Hurts at? You know what I'm saying?
The Cowboys.
He hasn't played in about damn near a month. You know what I'm saying? So my question is big. My biggest question coming in this game is like, where is he at? Who's y'all backup? He did?
Yeah, we won. He played our last game, we won.
Jalen Hurts played last game. Who's it against? Was it the Giants? Giants, Cowboys, Giants, Cowboys, Commanders. It was a divisional game, like 1,000%. It was a divisional game.
They played the Giants.
Okay, so they just played them. So yeah, so the Eagles been sitting in Philly, just came off the Giants. 2 weeks later, they fit to play the Giants again. And they beat them. Yeah. So again, Philly's more rested, more prepared. But the Giants, again, we said earlier, it's the surprise team of the season.
So he did play the last game. I'm corrected.
Troy Grant, what's up, Troy Grant? What's up, Troy Grant? Troy Grant is in the building. Shout out, Troy Grant. We're here talking about playoff predictions for the football for next week. We just recapped last week, and we are predicting the upcoming week. The last 8 teams.
That's probably like the game where it could be the easiest upset, though.
The Bengals and Bills.
Yeah.
Damn.
But I think
it's gonna go the wire. How about that?
Yeah.
With the possession. Dang, I can't. Dang. Wow.
Yeah, I think you speaking with your fandom.
No, I'm being real.
With your fandom.
Not being biased.
So even though I think this game has the potential of being an upset too, just because it's a divisional game.
That's what I'm saying. Like, not to be a hater, it makes it interesting.
I feel
because if again, say if it was like Eagles and Vikings, I'd be like Eagles hands down. Even you know what I mean, I'd be like Eagles hands down. The Giants beat the Vikings, and B, it's a divisional game. Makes it interesting, but again, the Eagles didn't get the number 1 seed for no reason.
So Score.
Score.
They played 2 weeks ago, and the Giants lost by 6. So it's a 1 possession game.
I'll say 21-14.
21-14.
Yeah, 21-14.
I'm gonna say 17-20. Eagles.
Yes. 2017.
Yeah, it's gonna be one of those. I feel like
you bet.
It'll be definitely one of those games where ghosts get a heart attack watching, for sure. You know what I'm saying? I don't think they're gonna roll over.
Wait, what are you trying to do? You trying to watch the game somewhere? What are you doing? Let me know.
So
I'll watch that game with you. Sure. I think so.
Yeah, play Saturday.
Because 49ers play Sunday.
Saturday night.
The 49ers play Sunday because it's NFC. It's an AFC NFC game on the Saturday and the AFC NFC game on Sunday. As long as I remember, when it comes to divisional round, yeah.
So we got the last game. We went backwards though, but it's actually
the first game. Here we go. The first game
that the people are gonna see. But the last game we talking about on the show today is the Jaguars, who somehow won that game.
Fourth seed. The AFC South champions
versus
we'll
the 1 seed.
Get a little respect on their name. AFC South champions
versus the 1 seed, the Kansas City Chiefs,
former champions.
So I force fed myself so much Patrick Mahomes this year, and I ain't gonna lie. Like I said, that man is the truth. Like I'll take him over any quarterback in the league.
Damn.
Like I said, no bias to my own teams or my own, you know what I'm saying? I like as far as just like on the field, like playing, because I feel like Patrick Mahomes has a little bit of each of the other, what makes the other quarterbacks in the league great. Little bit of running, you know, a little bit of downfield, a little bit of relying on the run game. And like I said, he don't waver. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
When the game's on the line, no matter how he's played the entire game, he don't scare. You know what I'm saying? So, man, this would be a crazy upset, but I feel like Patrick Mahomes is going to come out there ready to play. And I got to give them credit because obviously they lost Tyreek Hill. They ain't really losing no beat. He still had all the top ranking quarterback stats in the league.
Patrick Mahomes, all pro, got Patrick Mahomes as quarterback, and you got Travis Kelce at tight end. So you have the best quarterback, best tight end in the NFL on that roster.
Right. So
statistically this year.
Now, what I will say about the Jaguars, they're going to put up a fight. For sure.
For sure, yeah.
You know what I'm saying? They're going to put up a fight. I feel
it's going to be an exciting game. It's not going to be a blowout. It's going to be an exciting game. But,
I feel like
but
Trevor
you can't to bet against the Chiefs. Pat Mahomes, I guess the Jaguars many did not pick to get this far.
I feel like Jaguars are definitely Trevor Lawrence will probably have a better start to this game than last.
Yeah, he's not gonna throw 4 picks.
Yeah,
like he's I think he's gonna learn from that. He's not throwing 4 picks.
But I can't see them winning this game.
Yeah, it's harder. It's harder. But again, out of all these teams,
I'm picking the Chiefs to win the Super Bowl.
Chiefs win the Super Bowl.
I'm picking them to win the Super Bowl.
Fuck out of here.
Well, like I said, and here's my logic. I argue with a
bless you, sir. Bless you. Yeah.
I argue with a lady about the Chiefs.
What you arguing ladies for, bro? No, I'm sorry.
because she wanted to come up and talk to me about the 49ers going to the Super Bowl. And
That's right.
I was like, okay.
I sent her.
I was like, all right, I could see that. But if they go to the Super Bowl and they play the Chiefs are going to win. And she's like, no, Patrick Mahomes. And blah. I'm like, they already beat y'all this season convincingly.
That was before.
No, it was during Christian McCaffrey.
Christian McCaffrey was still getting settled in. He didn't even unpack his luggage. You know what I mean? It was before the streak. Come on, we went. Come on, man.
And
come on, man.
You know who else is on a winning streak? The Kansas City Chiefs.
Yeah, they are.
So my personal pick is the Kansas City Chiefs to win the Super Bowl. You know what I'm saying? I feel like Patrick Mahomes is going to get his second title. I do feel like, sorry, Ghost, But I feel like the 49ers are going to make it to the Super Bowl just because they have a really stout defense and a good enough offense. You know what I'm saying? They can score, and their defense is suffocating.
We bet on the game.
But obviously, if
the Eagles make it to the next round,
we setting it up. So where, if it goes, predictions go correctly, it'll be Eagles, 49ers, NFC Championship, which would be
number one.
If that happens, Ghost will be a guest on that show. You know what I'm saying? We you know what I'm saying?
That's fine. That's fine. No, it reminds me of San Francisco a lot. It's all San Francisco somewhere. That's fine.
So
that's fine.
I'm not picking against the Chiefs. I'm not picking against the Chiefs until they lose.
Right. So we got Chiefs winning. We got Eagles winning. We got the Bills. I'm saying the Bills. What are you saying? For the record, this is documented.
You know what?
We document this every week. What are we talking about? We do this every week.
You know what? Because I feel like I need to pick an upset. I'll go Bengals on this one.
Okay. Oh,
to pick an upset, and I'll say Bengals.
Okay. Dollar. You bet $1 on Joe Burrow and company and the NFC the NFC North.
We'll do it.
You riding with the NFC North in that one?
We'll pay. I'll say 27-30 Bengals.
Bengals. You're rooting for the Bengals.
I'm not rooting for
You're picking the Bengals.
I'm picking them.
Bills $1. Shout out Big K.
So those are my picks. I got Chiefs, Eagles, Bengals, and 49ers.
Okay, I got
If the Cowboys win, though, Dallas is going to go into a frenzy. But I don't see it happening. So,
of course, I got the 49ers, the Bills, Philly, and the Chiefs. All the favorites. So
I don't see it. I don't see it because, like I said,
how do you see it? I think just Trevor Lawrence is, bro. That break the internet. Trevor
here's the thing. I like I said, Trevor Lawrence got that dog in him. You know what I'm saying? But I don't feel like. I feel like Patrick Mahomes is got more of that dog in him.
That would be wild.
I don't see it. I saw them winning against the Chargers, but I don't see them winning against the Chiefs. You know what I'm saying? Patrick Mahomes is very reliable. Even in his biggest losses, they're literally by this much.
We'll see. No, but exciting weekend.
You haven't seen Patrick Mahomes get dominated yet. You've seen him lose for sure. He's had a bad game for sure. But even in their Super Bowl loss, and granted, they was low key kind of getting there.
How'd you rate the Jaguars defense? I don't know anything about the Jaguar defense.
They have.
I don't know anything about the Jaguar defense.
I would say
respectfully, I don't know anything about the Jaguars.
Defense is more so middle of the pack. They have a good pass rush. There's a pass rusher named Josh Allen. Ironically,
I do remember that. I do remember that.
Who's had a Pro Bowl year? He actually
that's a Pro Bowl is on the roster.
He actually sealed the game for them to get to the playoffs. I would say the defense is more middle of the pack. But so is their offense in terms of stats. You know what I'm saying? I'm not necessarily accounting for the stats. I'm more so just accounting for how hard they fought in close games this year. You know, so that's more so what I'm accounting for. And now they even, like I said, I don't know if you saw the Cowboys game.
I saw most of it. I saw the second half for sure.
No,
the Cowboys.
No, not this Cowboys game.
Oh, the Cowboys and the Jaguars.
Yes,
I think I saw the end of it.
The Cowboys. I mean, the Jaguars beat the Cowboys.
They threw a pick
in overtime. You know,
I think Dak threw an interception or something like that.
Yeah. So,
right.
Like I said, it's not this. The Jaguars ain't no joke. You know what I'm saying? They in the play. They deserve to be in the playoffs from where I'm saying.
Yeah.
But do I think that this is going to be the year that they make it to the AFC Championship? Nope.
Yeah, that's sure. All right.
No,
time check. So we did that. This is episode 26 of Normal Guys Talk Sports. We summed up basketball for the week. We summed up Super wild card weekend, and we predicted the playoff round of the playoffs this year. So what's going to happen, and it's going to be an exciting thing to watch for sure.
All right, let's close this show
Closing
out.
thoughts, man. What we saying? Any closing thoughts before we get to our peoples?
It should be it should be a great weekend for football. I've been on my diet lately, but I might break the diet this weekend just to get some.
It's football.
Just to get some wings.
We go
you know what I'm saying?
What?
I might stop eating salad just this weekend and get some wings. You know what I'm saying? And enjoy the game.
That's automatic.
But man, I can't wait till this weekend of football. I'm not upset because my team lost. You know what I'm saying? Because like I said, I wasn't expecting them to win. But I'm just gonna have a good time watching some football, man, this weekend. That's my closing thoughts.
Oh no, we are going to catch some football and give you the best analysis possible next week. So once again, thank you for everybody tuning in to this episode. Again, this is episode 26. We are at January 18th, the year 2023. This is Wednesday evening, but we'll typically come to you on Tuesdays mid-afternoon. We look to see you then next week, and we're going to get to our partners and sponsors.
All right, first of all, obviously, shout out to Never Satisfied Studio.
Yeah, of course. Shout out
to Bistro 808.
There you go. There it is.
You know what I'm saying? Shout out to our other shows on the network. Shit Out DK, Time Out Podcast, which is coming up in about an hour and a half.
Shout out to Time Out Podcast.
Shout out to The Wall, which is in production. You know, I think they're supposed to be doing a practice run here tonight. You know, shout out to DJ Kev. Hopefully he's in the building tomorrow.
23 cups smoke detector.
Shout out to 2
he reviews a lot of products. Check that out. It's a lot of fun.
And he got a lot of episodes coming soon.
Shout out 23. He is an entertainer in more ways than one, and he is Lardy's hype man.
Yep.
For the ones that didn't know back at home.
Shout out to Never Satisfied Music, Lardy, Troy Grant, T Vibe. You know, all of our artists here. Shout out to
the clothes, Flyboy Quiz. We said that earlier. He designed this. He's got the clothing line revamped. A lot of new stuff coming out. Him, Sensei, the fellas. You know what I'm saying? They got the studio running. All right. So shout out to them and everything they're doing with the clothing line. Shop Never Satisfied.
Everything
of course. Everything is both the movie starring Jason Mitchell, coming soon to a screen near you. Dynasty the movie starring Linus and Lil Flip coming to a screen near you. And we can't forget the best taco truck in Dallas Fort Worth, Calio's Tacos. I still gotta get the hat right here. You got Chase and all the fellas, hold it down. Again, they're everywhere. Again, he'd be right here by Harley Davidson.
What?
Sometimes I pulled up on him like once or twice.
I didn't know that.
Yeah, see, there you go. There, dang, I'm mad at you on another. Yeah, he'd be posting. I mean,
I would have went up there and got my.
Every here and there they'd be having like car shows and stuff.
Give me a gordita.
Yeah, so shout out Cali for sure. Double R, his birthday's coming up. So get ready for that. And shout out Zelda, birthday is coming up as well. Big T. Atlanta's finest. Yeah, there you go. So Zelda. If you know, you know. All right, so there we are.
All right, episode 26.
It's a wrap. Appreciate y'all. See you next time.